the docket with our buddy JPD, John Patrick Dolan, our legal analyst here. We've got three things we're going to talk about. First one, I want to kick this off. Being a vet, I've been following this one big time. I have a lot of friends with PTSD. The sniper trial down in Texas. The Routh guy that shot and killed Chris Kyle, portrayed in the new Clint Eastwood movie, and his buddy. What do you know about that one? What's going on?
Well, the defense is putting on their case, and the case is a mental defense, and these are notoriously abhorred by juries. And so really this case is only about, does he go to a prison or does he go to a prison hospital? It's a very difficult defense for juries to swallow because they see people, they see the fact that someone committed a homicide, and the idea that a jury would absolve someone because of a mental defect is very difficult. Now the twist on this is there is a sensitivity to PTSD,
That's
and so that might be
when
something that
somebody shoots and kills somebody that's just a regular citizen and they say temporary insanity, the jury doesn't buy it. This guy was in Iraq, but he didn't see combat. So how do they say he had? Now again, you can have PTSD without seeing combat. You can have PTSD from being in a car wreck.
Well,
so
they've got some video, some Sub Rosa video that shows him sort of acting funny when people are around and then sort of straightening himself up, and they were showing that yesterday. So I think it's an uphill battle for this defense.
The Hernandez murder trial, let's head to the East Coast. The weather affecting this one?
Well, the judge agreed that there could be what they call a jury view, where the jury could go out and look at the crime scene. Unfortunately, since the judge made the decision, there's about 6 or 8 feet of snow all over the place, including in the crime scene. So that's been put off. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, but it certainly isn't going to happen anytime soon.
Okay, let's get to the big local one, and we told folks about it yesterday as it was breaking. We got word about this big long month investigation where they busted a child porn ring that had ties from Vegas, that guy right there, Thompson, to a local guy tied up in Desert Hot Springs named John David Yoder, seen here. And John, you're representing Mr. Yoder.
Yes, so I have to take off my legal news analyst hat and put on my defense lawyer hat.
Sure.
I can tell you this about
Mr.
Well, here's the thing about Mr. Yoder that distinguishes him from these other people. He has a stable family history, a stable work history. He has no criminal record. He is really, in this case, a pawn or a dupe. These guys that are being prosecuted in Las Vegas and on the East Coast came and used him, and he didn't know what their intentions were. When he found out what their intentions were, he stood back from them. Law enforcement detained him 3 weeks ago and put the squeeze on him to testify against these people. He told them what he knew, but it wasn't enough for law enforcement. So now they've charged him.
Okay, a lot of people in DHS may know this guy, so let me hear this directly because I'm sure he won't speak out. As you, and attorneys always tell him, don't talk to the press. You're saying he believed they were legitimate photographers and they were going to get modeling contracts for these teenage boys, and so he introduced them. He didn't know anything about the pornography.
Right, and when he found out or got the idea, he stood back from them, but he didn't proactively go and inform law enforcement. Now, that's not a crime, but it is a bad choice. So I think when the facts come out in this case, you're going to see that Mr. Yoder is quite distinguished from the rest of these people. And we're going to court tomorrow for what they call a felony settlement conference, and next week for a preliminary hearing, because I've been on this case for the last almost 3 weeks, well before this announcement took place yesterday.
Okay, something we'll continue to track, obviously with your expertise and your inside scoop on this one.
Indeed.
John, thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. More information from John Patrick Dolan. You can go to his website. It's dolanlawoffices.com, and we'll be right back. Don't go away.